Hello, you divine, infinite human beings. You're all that is, ever has been, and ever shall be. Your divine, infinite love. Your divine, infinite truth. Your divine, infinite source. Hello, 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 hello. And it is with great love that I am here in Sicily. I can't leave Sicily. I'm actually being paid to be here, okay? It's by the government. It's crazy. So anyway, but indirectly, I'm not taking money from them. I'm just poor. But I'm here because, and some people are starting to listen. I'm here because, one, I can't do this on YouTube. I'm off, and but I want to tell the truth. It's like standing on the corner and there's a fire raging in the mountains and you're screaming fire, fire, and everyone's running off to have a cup of coffee or something. I just it's terrible. I can't tell you how terrible it is to know things that no one will believe you and no one will listen to you, and you see people heading down the wrong way. Okay, so there's an ambulance over there. Traditional medicine, the modern medicine, whatever we're calling here medicine, because it's not medicine. Medicine is to properly diagnose something and to repair what is injured or bring balance back to the body. I looked up the definition today for my book, and I'm doing my chapter on lockdown in Italy. So I went back, rewriting it so many times, and really, really going deep into the research to talk about what has really, really happened on this planet while you've been distracted by fear. While you were looking one way, the magic act was happening. So let's just recap to see where we are today, and I'll hopefully get to say it. Not all of it, because there's something called algorithms that doesn't allow certain things to pass. But while this lockdown happened in 2020, everywhere around here, and I know because I left every day and drove the pathway, and I saw all these towers being constructed. By who? Well, I also heard that the U.S. military landed in Palermo by the boatloads. So this was put into place while everyone was being told to stay home and stay safe, to lock in and to do their bit to get rid of this virus, okay? This mysterious, organic, highly contagious virus. And they put on the muzzles so we couldn't talk, so we couldn't breathe. And meanwhile, during this whole fear where everyone was being bombarded with MK Ultra trauma-based mind control tactics that were perfected during World War II by the Nazis and imported into America by the paperclip program, which I am very familiar with because I'm American. I grew up with all that stuff. And also, okay, so while that was going on, they activated... Look at that guy. You see that man all covered up like that? Here, this is what happens in Italy. They're walking around looking like they're in the movie with Dustin Hoffman called Outbreak, okay? Like there's this deadly, contagious virus. And I am just sick of hearing that because there's nothing, okay? There is a frequency virus, a very deadly one that is getting worse every day, and people are getting sicker and sicker and sicker, which is why I'm sitting here talking about this, which is why I just don't give up because I don't like to see people getting sick. Everyone gets sick. Everyone I know. My massage therapist, my chiropractor's American. He's okay. But my, the people who clean my house, the people, my friends, their husbands are in the hospitals, barely hanging on. Yes, I'm not saying there's not a very, very deadly, silent enemy and a very, very deadly you've no idea how deadly it is, because it's something that is a weapon that was developed by the American military back in the 1950s, along with DARPA, which is the defense arm of the United States military for biotechnology. Biotechnology, who has been experimenting on American soldiers who've been traumatized and learning how to control their brain so they wouldn't experience trauma, the poor things. So they learned how to use these millimeter waves to affect the brain, to make them more dissident, more passive, more susceptible to MLK Ultra mind control, more docile, more fearful, more anxious, happy, sad, depressed, suicidal. They learned it all. They know how to do it. And they learned how to map the brain from the Nazi scientists who experimented on the Jewish people. That's it in a nutshell, okay? I don't know how much longer this is going to stay up. So that is all out and about in 2020. It was put about. Meanwhile, Elon Musk, who probably nobody even knows, but if you don't know who that he is, then you don't know what's going on, because he is the new hero, I'll just say it, the Antichrist, who has put all these satellites around the planet, and it's now activated, which meant it was activated while we were all staying home, staying safe, and couldn't protest against it. And once it went into activation, it is really hard to deactivate satellite. I mean, there's no way. How are you going to deactivate the satellite cage? Amazon has satellites. Our wonderful Zuckerberg has satellites up there. Every major corporation, and of course the U.S. military and NASA, has satellites that control the weather. Yes, this is all. You can research all this. Just do it. Put it in DARPA. See what they do. See Dr. Sanchez, who's the head of biotechnology, who talks about a future, how they are creating the future of this planet in a world where we will have genetically enhanced haves and have-nots. And they talk about CRISPR technology. CRISPR technology is taking a part of the genome. If you don't know what genes are, that's what makes you you. That's what makes you human. That's what makes me a woman. That's what makes Kiki a dog, right? She's got hers. That's what makes a tree a tree. That's what makes you what you are. They've learned that they can slice a piece of it out and modify it, like they modify our food in America, like Bill Gates is trying to modify our food now in Europe, and it's passed in England. And they can make watermelons that don't have seeds. They can make, and believe me, you don't know if you're eating it in America, but that's why I'm here in Italy, because our food, our fruit, our verdura, our vegetables taste like plastic, all right? So that's what modified food is. Modified genetic food, or GMO, or OMG, genetically modified food. Now they've learned how to do it to the human genome. So what they do is they take this through CRISPR technology and they change it in their magic test tube, long story short, modify the RNA, mRNA, and inject it into the human to become part of the new coding, the building blocks, the software program that makes a human or not, okay? And guess what is in all ingredients that you are here now required? I'm required. I'm supposed to have that 3 times at least, with mRNA as an ingredient in every one of these. And I can't say the word, but you know what I'm talking about. Lethal injections. That will make me, if I did it, which I never would, something other than Elizabeth Lee Monroy. Elizabeth Lee Steer Monroy. Other than a woman, an organic woman, a human woman that eats, breathes, cries, feels, loves, laughs. I'm still here. I'm still human, and I still have my soul. Those who command the body, and also they can command the body. I saw Dr. Delgato, back in the 50s, he created these electrodes that actually commanded the human body. So the person was walking around not powered by their brain, but powered by an external source. So he who commands the body commands the mind. He who commands the mind commands the soul. I don't know about you, but my soul is my gift that divine, infinite God source God gave me. It's mine. So is my body, a temple for my soul. And it is under my dominion as a God, sovereign, free individual. Now, this might seem like splitting hairs. It might not seem like much if you want to go into a discotheque, a restaurant. Now you even keep your job, okay? So it's criminal what's being done because people are being required. And I was at the centers the other day crying out, prima non nocere, to the doctors because the doctors, they don't know what's in it. They don't know what it does, and they don't know what they're doing. Meanwhile, people, whether they're injected or not, are getting sicker every day. Of course. It's like if you put a frog in a microwave and push cook, what's going to happen till they explode? Now, this is something that is very complex, but basically it's acidosis, lactic acidosis, which means that your cells are being, first of all, affected very badly, and it makes them reach apophis or cellular destruction. And as they do this, they start to, let out the toxins. It's kind of like, okay, cells. They're like Kiki or me. They eat food and then they let it out, right? It's normal. It's normal to poo, to pee, to excrete your toxins, to exhale your toxins. This is a good and healthy practice. But if you are not able to take in the nutrients, but you are taking instead into your body more poisons, and you're still dumping poisons that are building up, these carcinogens are building up to a toxic level, you are going to have. And when you're being tested, which is not good because they're also putting this technology up here, breaking your blood-brain barrier, but every time you support this medical tyranny, this inverted system where the cure harms, where the cure kills, okay, you are furthering that agenda. And you are putting yourself in harm's way. So, unfortunately, I know in America forever we'd have to say, disclaimer, I'm not a doctor. I cannot give you medical advice because the legal medical system, it has the doctors by the balls. And I know my husband was a physician. I was with him in courts, I don't know how many times, because he was sued. Because if you deviate from medical protocol, which has been created by the Ivy League universities and the New England Journal of Medicine, that has been paid for by the Rockefeller Foundation, very wealthy people who have controlled all the research, all the funding that has brought our modern day medicine into this particular road that we're taking, a road that leads to nowhere, a road that leads over a cliff. If you, God forbid, say, well, maybe you should change your diet instead of offering a pill, a shot, or an operation, then you are subject to being sued, lawsuit, or worse, you're called a quack and ridiculed by your fellow colleagues, the brotherhood of medicine, which the women have to get into too and give up being their feminine, divine, feminine, nurturing energy to make it in this male-dominated profession. And science, medicine has taken that route of technology, biotechnology. That's the solution to everything. So their solution is, first of all, creating a problem, which is a toxic environment. And their solution is that you modify yourself to live in this toxic environment, to become something other than human. That's it. That's the bottom line. If you even heard 2 words of that, thank God, okay? I hope, like the 100th monkey syndrome, You will start washing your fruit too. This will transmit among the airwaves, among the ethers, among the cyber spaces if it doesn't get, censored, but that's what's going on. So what's the cure? Maintain a high level of pH balance. And I know it's hard. I'm a sugar addict, I'll admit it, but I'm really having to clean up my act, eating fruits and vegetables, smoothies, eating superfoods, really safeguarding my cellular mitochondria health at the cellular level. Having lots of cell salts because it interrupts the communication between cells. Detox, detox, detox. Whether it means just doing something as simple as waking up and having nice, clean, pure water with some apple cider vinegar and some lemons in it, which I did the other day, and it caused a really toxic reaction. And toxic reactions are good. Flu symptoms are good. Flu happens, okay, because it's your body trying to detox or throw off these toxins, okay? These very, very, very real toxins that you can't see, but they're there. Believe me, they're all there. So, bottom line, it's very diabolical. Everything they're telling you to do is killing you faster. You need to breathe. You need to be outside in the sun. You need to be in nature, which is under the climate hoax change thing. They're stopping us from being with nature, but we need to be with the trees that block, which is why all our forests have been burned, with the earth, with the mountains, with the sea, with the salt, with the wind in our hair. We need to be in nature. We need to be eating clean, non-genetically modified, which are because you are what you eat. You eat genetically modified. It furthers your agenda of becoming genetically modified. If that's what you want, fine, go out, go to whatever, the next fast food restaurant you see. But if you don't want to be, start detoxing, sweating, being in the sun, breathing, exhaling, cleansing herbs, wormwood, arsenio, whatever. Start doing your own research. I can't tell you what to do. That would never do that. And I don't think anyone should, not even a doctor, especially now. They should tell you what to do with your body, your temple, okay? One man's medicine is another man's poison, which proves the point that none of the physicians who are following this agenda, this dark anti-life agenda, are upholding their sacred Hippocratic oath of primo non nocere, first do no harm. Because just as they know, and they ask you, are you allergic to penicillin? Because they know some people can't take penicillin. Some people can't take injections. Some people can't take whatever. But yet it's become an industry. It's a factory where they're stamping out people. I was in a stadium the other day where everyone was muzzled looking in their computers. These are Italians. They didn't used to do that 3 years ago. And they're just waiting in line to get their next dose. Don't give the dose to the one you love most. Give her some marmalade. Give her some toast. Only don't give the dose to the one you love most. This is not helping you. This is not cure. This is not a cure. A cure is not profitable to those. It's not profitable to the big farm companies. It's not profitable to the doctors, to the healthcare system. It's not profitable. It's not paid for by the government. But the cure comes from nature. Nature, if there's a plant that is poisonous, a few feet away, there's a plant that cures that poison. That's the way it works in this world of duality, because there's always the good, there's always the bad, there's always the poison, there's always the cure. We are being scammed, duped into being poisoned and going to a false medical system that offers us more poison, okay? And people are dying. They're dying, and it's very heart-wrenching, but what can you do? I mean, I'm doing whatever I can. I'm standing on the street corner with my sign. If anyone hears, I've been doing this for almost 3 years now. And I can't leave, so I'm supposed to do it. I can't leave Italy. But anyway, so that's the truth. Whether you believe it or not, at least hear it, listen to it, think about it, sit with it, do some research, You know, if it's scary, okay, that's fine. But you know, what's worse, to get a little bit scared and then take the proper precautions, or to continue believing everything's good, everything's going to be okay, God's going to create a miracle, Jesus is going to come save us, POTUS is going to make all technology safe, and then just finding yourself one day waking up in a metaverse with absolutely no way to escape. Technology in you that you can't turn off. When I finish this, there's nothing wrong with technology, okay? This technology's been weaponized, though. When I finish this podcast, I can turn the phone off, which I will, and put it in a protective case so I don't spread COVID. And that's better than wearing a mask to keep your cell phones safe. I have Sunjite on the back of it. I'm taking all the possible precautions to keep my technology safe and under wraps, and use it only for my soul mission, which is a truth sayer, a way shower, someone who cares, who still gives a leap, and who's not making any money. I'm not asking you for money. I'm not looking for followers. I'm just hoping that someone will hear it, and then you, just by knowing it, will spread it to others, and others are like wildfire. The truth will come out, and hopefully, you can make informed decisions, because God gave you free will. God knows. And it's your choice to choose to follow this planned scamdemic, or to free yourself and stop giving your precious soul, your precious energy to supporting this false medical system, the false CADU system, the false draconian mandates that just destroy your health daily. I see people, and it's so sad. It's very sad, I have to admit. I see them breathing in their own toxins, having been a pen cushion for experimentation, and their skin is like turning gray, and they're depressed, and they're sad, and they're just every day more and more downtrodden, and it's not fun. And Italy used to be so fun. I would always have so much fun. It was the funnest place in the world, but not so much anymore. But I love you guys. I love the Italians. Like I said, I'm probably one of the few foreigners left here. But we'll get through this, all right? So I hope, I know I said it in English, but I hope some people will translate it to their friends and loved ones if you speak English, all right? Ciao for now. Love you guys. Love, 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 love. Oh, there's Susan. Hi, Susan. Just trying to let a little bit of truth out here. I can't keep it in. Oh, yes. Great. My new friend. All right. Well, I hope you listen to this and translate it to your family that's here in Casa da Mare, because I've said it in Italian in a very basic way, but they don't understand. And I'm a foreigner, so, what do I know? I know. Believe me, I know. All right, guys. So it's just, I just can't stand by and keep my muscle on and not say something when everyone around me is sick. Even a friend of mine who didn't want to get the jab, who cleans my house now, I gave him a job because he can't work. He didn't show up because he's got it. And anyway, so every time you keep going in the medical system, you're supporting that anti-life agenda. So it's time for us to pull out. There's some good medical people who still uphold their Hippocratic oath, prima non nocere, that are moving out of it, and they're looking for alternatives and solutions. And we need to support those people. All right? There's someone from Sicily calling to me. So, anyway. All right, love you guys. Please share this, because I pretty much said it all. I'll probably be taken down. I can't post on YouTube. Kiki. And Kiki wants to say the truth, too. Kiki's saying the truth, right? Yeah, she wants people to know that they have to take care of their health, right? And not the way the doctors are telling you. You have to breathe. You have to detox. You have to take herbs. Okay? Okay. Ciao for now, everybody. Ciao, 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 ciao.